I'm Dr. Jenna Ashton. I'm a lecturer in Heritage Studies in the Department of Art History and Cultural Practices. Interdisciplinarity emerges when we have a research problem and we realise that one discipline can't solve that problem on its own. So we need different tools and different ways of thinking to work through that problem. So it's where methodological strategies of a discipline deploys and draws in the expertise and methodologies of another discipline. So importantly, I think through interdisciplinarity, we're creating something new. So new tools, new behaviours, new working practices, new knowledge, and different ways of disseminating research to address that core research problem and reach different research audiences. And again, importantly, interdisciplinary research, I think, is about cooperation, generosity, and curiosity.
I'm Dr. Matt Dennis. I'm a senior lecturer in geography at the University of Manchester, and I'm the PI on the CASTOR project. The CASTOR project is a UKRI-funded project looking at woodland expansion in the UK, focusing on riparian environments, and it involves colleagues from archaeology, zoology, ecology, the arts, economists, and hydrologists, and is a very wide-ranging interdisciplinary project in its scope. So a project of this nature has to be, to some degree, interdisciplinary, and the research proposal involved bringing knowledge in from archaeology, establishing ecological baselines, but also the need to understand hydrology, to understand perceptions of people in the environment, how people approach and think about riparian areas. So it really needed a lot of different expertise, and the proposal brings those in, and the different work packages link together, for example, bringing in information on values and perception from work package 3 and feeding them into work package 4, which is all about participatory GIS and seeing if those same values sort of are seen in the landscape by people. And there's lots of work establishing baselines, looking at historical data, and they feed into the hydrology work and other work in work package 6, for example, looking at connections between different habitats and how they've changed over time.
So with this project, I think interdisciplinarity works through many different levels, from the bid writing through to the work packages, then through to the bringing it together and the dissemination and analysis. But something that's really important, I think, is time and the depth of interdisciplinarity and the rigor of interdisciplinarity often comes through when you're able to spend longer time together and have more moments of exchange and an intellectual curiosity. So I think with this project we've been lucky in that we've had time, and some of us knew each other before this project as well, so we had built up those kind of working relationships beforehand, and hopefully we'll continue to develop those relationships afterwards. I think research platforms have helped the project, in particular by supporting the research associates. So it's enabled research associates to connect to others across different departments, across different disciplines, just to kind of share the work they're doing. And I know that certainly the research associates I've been working with have been invited to give workshops and to share their methods and practices with others. So I think they really help with early career researchers.
So my experience of working on this interdisciplinary project has been a real change for me, because it's my first time as being a PI. It's my first time working on something that's this interdisciplinary. And what I've really enjoyed about it is the fact that you come to from a certain part of the project as a kind of an expert, but also you see the rest of it as a sort of a novice. And there's that exchange and that freedom of being able to say, okay, I'm quite clear on what I think about some things, but I'm totally open to a lot of other ways of looking at the same problem. And I think we've all learned so much on the project. And more than anything, it just sort of wants you to get up and go to work in the morning, because you know this sort of wild interdisciplinary project with a kind of a wild theme, anything can come up, and it's been a real sort of intellectual roller coaster.
I've really enjoyed working on CASTOR. It's a really exciting project, and I'm just learning so much actually. And we're in the final year of the work, so it's sort of getting quite intense in terms of that connectivity from the research work packages, then back into the kind of wider collective of the group. And I think something that I've learned that's really important that's come out of this project is when we do meet to kind of share that work, to exchange, is to really try and bring myself into the room and be really present. So be present emotionally, be present intellectually. And I think all academics need to learn to do that and do that better sometimes. You know, we should switch off the email, you know, park the conversations we've had before we've come into the room, and really allow ourselves to be in the space of collaboration and cooperation when we're doing interdisciplinarity. And I think that's when it works really well.